Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. We're back once again talking about the LCS offseason, the latest, greatest news, rumors, speculation, all that good stuff going on in the professional League of Legends scene. More specifically today, we're talking about TSM and their top lane situation. Just about a couple hours ago, BloopGG tweeted out, sources are saying that TSM will buy out Huni from Evil Geniuses to sign him as their starting top laner for the 2021 LCS season. Jacob Wolf got it first. TSM's roster is now officially locked in with this pickup, with this signing, as this deal is now getting closer to getting officially done. Huni, Spica, Power of Evil, Lost, and Sword Art. So this is probably the most controversial signing. I mean, the Doublelift retiring, whether you think they should go with Lost, Doublelift, whatever, whether you think Doublelift's washed up, that's pretty controversial. But Doublelift retiring, Lost coming in, that's not really a decision TSM made. Going with Huni in the top lane is a big one here. Again, very controversial. A lot of people hate this pickup. A lot of people say, what is TSM doing? But a lot of people also understand it, and some people think it's a good pickup. Some people are excited to see Huni on TSM. Obviously, at points in his career, he's looked like one of the best top laners in the world. Fnatic Huni did great things in both the EU LCS and in international competition. SKT Huni obviously made it to the World Finals and looked like a beast at times with SKT, both in the LCK and in international competition. But through the last couple of years, Huni's bounced around the LCS, been on a ton of different rosters, found some success with some teams, made it to Worlds with Clutch Gaming, and then didn't find success with a lot of other teams, and he looked really bad at times. And yeah, he just ended up in a lot of weird situations, a lot of terrible rosters, terrible coaching staffs, but for sure some of it was Huni's fault too. He had very inconsistent play, and he just never has, recently has not really been the Huni of old. But I do think there is potential for this move to work out. I do think Huni, with a good team, where TSM is going to be a good team in 2021. They have a very, very nice roster here. Obviously, Lost is a little bit of a question mark coming in the LCS, but Spica, Power of Evil, Sword Art, they're all rock solid. They're all going to be great in 2021. Huni has a seriously nice roster to play around here. Also, if he's motivated, if he knows, it's time for him to step up, deliver once again, be that Huni of old. He's not like a really old guy. He's only like 22 or 23 years old. It seems like he's been in the scene forever, but he just started out really young, so it's not like he has to be washed up or anything. And he has Bjergsen as his coach. It's a well-respected guy who's hopefully going to get everyone motivated, get everyone playing right, and have everyone under control, where they should be able to control Huni a little bit more than maybe some other teams, rosters, or coaching staffs have been able to. But also, at the end of the day, this was one of their best options available. So TSM was going to throw a lot of money at Sword Art. Sword Art's paying about $3 million per year for him, $6 million in total over 2 years. That's a huge acquisition. TSM has the highest paid player in the entire LCS in Sword Art, and that means they had to save money somewhere. So obviously, Huni was a much cheaper option in the top lane than either Licorice or Impact, who were the other two big resident top laners available. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, why'd they downgrade to Huni? Brokenblade was better than him, and they just had him. Well, obviously, Bjergsen retiring, so they needed a import mid laner with Power of Evil. They needed an import. They wanted to import a support, so that took up those two slots, so they needed to go with the resident top laner. The other option that a lot of people have kind of been thrown around is somebody like Hauntzer, but it seems like Hauntzer has burned some bridges with TSM in the past. I know the team, Bjergsen, a lot of people on the roster had issues with kind of his attitude, his work ethic, and some comments and stuff he made to the team at the time, so it never really seemed like Hauntzer was an option. So taking a look at the rest of the North American top lane pool, if you take out Hauntzer, Impact, and Licorice, who would you rather have besides Huni? Like, am I super excited about Huni? Not really, but I'm not, like, I don't think it's the end of the world that he's on this roster. If Huni is your biggest question mark, if Huni is your worst player, I think you could have worse problems. I think that team looks pretty decent. Again, when I see this full roster, I think this is a TSM team that can definitely go back to Worlds in 2021 for North America, which is a good sign, because North America, honestly, the LCS has gotten a lot better in this offseason. Team Liquid looks like a legitimate super team, a legitimate world-class team. Cloud9 got better. They're scary. 100 Thieves got way better. They're a team that's fighting for a world spot now. And TSM, again, you lost two of the North American GOATs in Doublelift and Bjergsen in the same offseason, and to still be able to rebound from that, I mean, that would be just so awful for so many different teams. It would be so easy for TSM to just go into full rebuild mode in an offseason that they lost both Bjergsen and Doublelift. But to bounce back with a roster that seems pretty competitive and has a chance to go back to Worlds as the defending LCS champions who just lost, their two of their historically best players, I think that's a pretty good sign. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with TSM's offseason. I'm glad they were still able to get this Huni deal done. Obviously, they had the little hiccups with Lost, having to stay, having to kind of go back on that deal that maybe was verbally agreed to or whatever. But obviously, they were still able to work something out with Evil Geniuses because Evil Geniuses didn't want to have 2 top laners. You know, they're not going to be able to play with Impact and Huni. Obviously, there were some rumors about Huni role swapping, blah, 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 blah. That's not going to happen. EG looks like they're rolling with definitely at 80 carry. But here it is. This is your 2021 TSM roster. Again, it's Huni, Speak Up, Power of Evil, Lost, and Sword Art. I'm pretty excited for this team. I think they're going to be very interesting, very exciting to watch. Yeah, I don't know if Huni's going to be able to carry, if he's going to be SKT Huni, if he's going to be Fnatic Huni, or if he's going to be this kind of North American retirement Huni that we've kind of seen recently that just kind of ints, plays whatever he wants, and trolls sometimes. But we'll see. Again, I'm optimistic. I see where the ceiling of this team and this roster is, and I think if everything clicks together and Huni plays well and Sword Art's able to be kind of this core JJ style support for TSM, that this roster could be nasty. They could even compete with Cloud9 and take games off the top teams and maybe finish second in North America. I don't really think there's any chance they're taking down Team Liquid unless Team Liquid really, really falters or that roster just really doesn't mesh together. But on paper, I think Cloud9, TSM, 100 Thieves are all really, really close to each other, and depending on which team has the best coaching, best playstyle, best drafts, best synergies and stuff, any of these teams could really finish 2 through 4 here. And I think that's going to make the LCS really, really fun and interesting to watch this season. But I'm definitely excited for TSM. And now they have their roster finally locked up. The last couple of weeks had been looking pretty shaky. We didn't know what they were going to be able to come up with, but here it is. Pretty much every video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about TSM's roster? Where do you think they're going to finish in the 2021 LCS standings? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to update on the latest content. Check me out over at Twitch, twitch.tv/I_am_Germ. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.